Last year, there was this horrific story about a guy named John Raymond, um, who's the head of a school called Lakeside Christian School. This is from April of 2022. And he was arrested because he brought 3 children into his office to reprimand them for talking in class. And then he literally taped their mouths shut after wrapping the tape around their heads. According to other administrators, the kids were like that for 45 minutes and the administrators had to cut the tape off. That's how disturbing this was. The students couldn't breathe properly. They said having the tape removed was really painful. And this guy was charged with 3 counts of cruelty to juveniles, and he went to jail. He also tried to defend himself, saying, like, I gave the kids a choice between the type of tape. He said they were never in physical pain. Their breathing wasn't impaired. The students were never treated with cruelty and all that. It turns out couple months after all this, he was arrested again. Guess why? You guessed it, child cruelty again. This time, the allegation said he was holding a 4-year-old boy upside down by his ankles and whipping his buttocks, according to the allegations. And he covered that same child's mouth and nose to stop a tantrum. And the kid went limp, according to witnesses. Kid was unable to stand after all that. So, why am I bringing this up? It's not because this guy is running a Christian school. I will get to that part in a second. But one interesting side note about this guy is John Raymond is also famous for another reason. And it's because several years ago, like close to 15 odd years ago, he appeared on Survivor. He was on Survivor Thailand, which I believe was the 5th season. And as a longtime fan of the show, I can tell you it's the worst season out of all 44 that have ever existed. Not only was it a bad season, John Raymond over here was the first dude kicked off the island in the worst season ever. So he's like the worst guy in a whole cast full of people you don't really like. So that's interesting as well. So anyway, this guy, all the arrests that happened after the fact, and now he has decided to run for office. He is running for office. He actually announced this earlier this year. He has a whole history of working with Republican groups. He serves as an elected official for the St. Tammany Republican Parish Executive Committee. He said all the allegations against him were false. He was a victim of cancel culture. No one asked him to resign. This guy also served as the Louisiana Republican Party State Central Committee member. He was on that. They didn't punish him either because they like kids getting hurt. So after all this, with 4 counts of child abuse, he decided to run for the state house. He announced that back in May. He said, I feel it's important people who believe in conservative Christian principles hold positions to create laws to direct our state properly. I feel compelled to do this. He also said he wants to, what's his tagline? His tagline, he's running for office because our children are our greatest treasure. That's literally on his campaign website. The reason I bring all this up now is because I want you to see this headline right here. Give me a second to get this up here. There we go. Louisiana Republican Party endorses the candidate charged with criminal cruelty to children. The Republican Party just endorsed John Raymond officially this week. They're backing this guy no matter what charges he has against him. Now you might think, okay, well, there's only maybe a Democrat in the race, maybe not. So they're not going to back the Democrat. But surely there was no other Republican in the race, and that's why they're endorsing this guy. Nope, there is another Republican in the race, and that guy is friggin' furious right now. The other Republican in the race says, as a lifelong Republican, it's an embarrassment. I can't express how disappointed I am that the Louisiana Republican Party has chosen to endorse a candidate with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 criminal charges of cruelty to children, which is hilarious because if you know anything about the Republican Party, they love cruelty against children. They love guns in schools. They don't want to support child poverty, things that can resolve it. Like, there are plenty of reasons to be embarrassed by the Republican Party. This is just the latest one. But the fact that that guy lost an endorsement to the guy with 4 counts of child cruelty, like that tells you what they're working with the Republican Party in that area. So that's the thing that's happening. That guy might be in public office very soon.